Yinz Know, if you're over age 70.5, you can actually give up to $110,000 to a charity, income tax free, and it counts towards your required minimum distribution. Now I understand at 70.5, you might not have a required minimum distribution. That's a holdover from the old tax laws. Let's now tell Congress that or celebrate it, because let's keep it at 70.5. This is a really cool provision. This provision is what's known as a QCD, or Qualified Charitable Distribution. Here's why this is important. With the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, it increased the standard deduction. With the quote-unquote big beautiful bill, it made that standard deduction permanent. A lot of the clients I work with take the standard deduction. And if they're taking the standard deduction, you're over age 70.5, you might not think that you can get any type of benefits tax-wise. There's many benefits you can get from giving to a charity. But what you can do if you're over 70.5, up to $110,000, you can gift out of your IRA. Okay, that's why it's called Qualified Charitable Distribution. They must be a 501c3 tax-exempt charity, right? Same type of charities that you would get a deduction for on your IRS tax code. For a lot of my clients, that's their local church is where they're going to be giving us money to. So we have $110,000. Here's the key. This is the big part of this provision. It must go directly to a charity. A lot of our clients that we work with that do their own investing and just hire us as financial planners, they mess this part up. They make a distribution to themselves, and then they go ahead and give that money to their church, and guess what happens? They don't get the deduction. Why? Because they're taking the standard deduction, and maybe at this point in time, they're going to itemize a little bit, and they did a full $110,000, but guess what? That's capped at 50% of our adjusted gross income. So we got to be really careful there. This, by the way, you don't have to itemize. You can still take your standard deduction, and this amount just magically goes over to charity, so you're getting even more deductions. I have a lot of clients that start to think about this like, you can't get this money back. They are like doing everything they can to give $110,000 and max this out. It was just recently $100,000, 2025 went to $110,000. Maybe you're viewing this in 2028 and you found this video and it's increased that amount. But this is a huge boost for our clients. Now, if you're taking RMD at say age 73 and this is at 70.5, why should you take advantage of this? Because if you're either like a lot of my clients, they have predefined finish lines. They say, once God's blessed me with this amount of money, I want to give away the rest. I want to give it to my children, my church, and my charity. And so if you want to give away that money and you want to live generously and have that abundance in your life, and all of a sudden you start to say, I'm going to have required minimum distributions where the government's going to force me to take money out and force me to pay taxes on certain years, I want to take advantage of this before I hit required minimum distribution age. If you want to see how you can take advantage of this and other forms of charitable giving, give us a call. We would love to analyze your tax return and analyze your financial plan to see if, one, if you gave this amount of money, you'd still be able to pay your bills. You'd still be able to meet your other financial goals. But two, if it makes sense in your tax plan. One last thing I want to leave you with. When a lot of people hear this, they think they got to get the full $110,000. I'm going to tell you where I do work with a lot of my clients. Maybe they got a $15,000 RMD. They don't know what to do with it. They're like, Greg, my income is fine. I didn't need this money. I'm only taking it out because the government's forced me to do. Now I got to pay taxes on it. Well, instead of paying $15,000, taking that $50,000 and paying taxes on it, gift that $15,000 to your church. Let it have an impact. Let's change the world together. And by the way, we're running into Caesar. What is Caesar's? But only what is Caesar's, right? We're going to give to God what is God's. This is a great way to do some tax planning. We would love to talk to you, see if this is a good fit for you.